Let's talk about Shimmering Waters, and we're going to do this in bits and pieces. The first chunk we're going to talk about is the counting in measures 37 through 40, which is also 45 through 48. Same thing. So at measure 37, that's this part. Able to play the notes very well. The issue is the counting. So we've been counting up until this point in 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Those are the simple beats, right? But you can take every beat, and inside each beat are 2 eighth notes. So that becomes 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 so those measures become, and always have been, but this is how you count them, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, so just work on getting that very specific timing. Now, of course, you can do that slower or you can do it faster. Slower might be 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, so work on that chunk for that steady beat and the correct counting, the correct rhythm. Alrighty, now let's talk about measures 41 through 44. You know the notes. That's great, the notes are great, but the rhythm is the trick. And right now what's happening is you're waiting too long between the, I'm not sure you can see this, between the first note that you play in the right hand and then the first note you play in the left. And again, this is about eighth notes. So again, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But we're breaking it down into eighth notes. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and here's what it sounds like. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. If we do that slower, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and then you're back to, okay, that's in measure 45. So work on 41 through 44 for that rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and ultimately we can do that section, we can do this whole piece at any speed. I know how you like to play fast, but if you're uncomfortable playing this like you normally would play it, it's going to be very beautiful at a slow tempo. So do not worry about speed. What we have to worry about is correct rhythm so that we are together and it has that nice watery flow. Okay, now measures 49 through 52. Again, you know the notes. This is, turn your thumb under. Okay, so those are the notes. Again, the issue is rhythm. And again, this has to be counted in eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. I'll do that again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 nice about this section is that if you look closely at those measures, that's 49 through 52, you will notice that the right hand plays, and then the left hand plays, and then the right hand, and then the left. In other words, the hands don't play together here, which makes it easier for you to be thinking about the rhythm. Instead of thinking about coordinating your hands together, you can just be thinking about 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and you'll also see in the music there in measure 51 right there, R-I-T. That stands for ritardando, which means to slow down gradually. We'll be slowing down in those two measures, so the rhythm won't matter quite as much. We can kind of work together on that, but the counting still has to be right.